Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at probability of simple events and specifically of their opposite events. So like, for example, in this problem it says what's the probability of not 9, right? So we're going to look at how that works with dice and spinners and cards and different problems like that. A reminder, this is the full lesson version of this video, so we're going to go step by step. We're going to look at a bunch of examples. If you want the shorter version, where we just sort of go through it pretty quickly, I will link that in the description below. Before attempting this lesson, you should already know a little bit about probability, and so if you need a refresher on that, I will link that in the description. Okay, so it says you spin the spinner once. What is the probability? We learned about this notation before. What is the probability that you do not get a 9? Okay, so right, remember we're going to do a fraction, and the total number of outcomes here is 4, right? We could roll a 6, 7, 8, or 9, and the probability that you don't get a 9, well, there are 3 numbers that are not 9, right? That would be 6, 7, and 8, so you have a 3 out of 4 chance of rolling a number that is not a 9, or I guess spinning a number that is not a 9. All right, and it says write your answer as a fraction, so we are good to go, can't reduce it. All right, here is our cool clock for today, which means that it is time for you to practice what you just learned. So go ahead and pause the video and try these 2 problems that are up on your screen. And when you are ready, go ahead and unpause and we'll check your solutions. Okay, now that you've had a chance to work these problems, let's take a look. For this problem number 1 here on the left, you pick a card at random. What is the probability that you do not get a 5? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards total, and the probability that it's not a 5 would be 5 out of 6. Okay, and it says write your answer as a fraction, so we are good to go, can't be reduced. For the second one, you roll a 6-sided die. What is the probability that is not odd? Reminder, we talked about odd numbers in that previous video, and so the odd numbers would be 1, 3, and 5. And so it says what is the probability that is not odd, so the not odd would be 2, 4, and 6. So it is a 3 out of the 6 total. And it says write your answer as a percentage. So remember, we just take this, we multiply it by 100. That will give you 50%. 50% final answer. Okay, let's take a look at this problem here. What is the probability that you get a number that is not less than 4? And this is kind of confusing wording, which is why I wanted to take a look at it. So probability that it is not less than 4. Well, what numbers are not less than 4? That would be 4, because 4 is not less than 4. So again, we're listing what numbers are not less than, what numbers are not smaller than 4. So that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. 5 numbers out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers on the spinner. Don't get confused because there is no number 1 on this spinner, right? So it's only the numbers 2 through 8. And so this is a 5 out of 7 chance. Final answer. Okay, it is time for you to practice what you just learned. So go ahead and pause the video and try these 2 problems that are up on your screen. And when you're ready, we will check your answers. Okay, now that you've had a chance to work these problems, let's check your solutions. For number 1, what is the probability that you get something not greater than 7? The numbers not greater than 7 would be 7 and everything before it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, obviously. So then this would be a 7 out of the 8 possible cards. Okay? All right, for number 2, what is the probability that it is not less than 5? So the probability that it is not less than 5 would be 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? You know, we're asking what numbers are not less than 5. That would be 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's 4 out of the 8 total cards. And you may need to reduce. So if you need to reduce, you can divide by 4. And this gives you 1/2. Final answer. Okay? All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.